We have a history of getting up, standing up and showing up. From the frontier wars and our earliest resistance fighters to our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities fighting for change today, we continue to show up. Now is our time. We cannot afford to lose momentum for change. We all must continue to get up, stand up, show up for systemic change and keep rallying around our mob, our elders, our communities.
Get up, stand up, show up. Whether it's seeking proper environmental, cultural and heritage protection, constitutional change, a comprehensive process of truth-telling, working towards treaties or calling out racism, we must do it together. It must be a genuine commitment by all of us to get up, stand up, show up, and support and secure institutional, structural, collaborative and cooperative reforms. It's also time to celebrate the many who have driven and led change in our communities over generations. They have been the heroes and champions of change, or equal rights and even basic human rights. Getting up, standing up and showing up can take many forms.
Get up, stand up, show up. We need to move beyond just acknowledgements, good intentions, empty words and promises, and hollow commitments. Enough is enough. The relationship between Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders peoples and non-Indigenous Australians need to be based on justice, equality and proper recognition of Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander peoples' rights. Get up, stand up, show up with us to amplify our voices and narrow the gap between our aspirations and realities, good intentions and outcomes. Get up, stand up and show up.
Together.
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 Swanhill District Health remains absolute in its determination to improve the health and wellbeing of the First Nations community we serve. In doing so, we are committed to providing a welcoming and culturally inclusive environment for the local community across our entire health service. In Naidoc Week, our health service pledges to get up, stand up and show up for all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders across all generations. At Swanhill District Health, we will celebrate the history and the culture and spiritual connection to land and water and play a key role in paving the way to providing the best care experience for all.
I pledge to celebrate the history, culture and special connection to land of all Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander people.
I pledge to challenge the stereotypes and the discourse that exists in our community.
To get up, stand up and show up for justice, equity,
so our First Nations Australians feel safe, strong and reconnected.
And the proper recognition of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's rights.
Headspace pledges to continue to create trusted and safe spaces where First Nations young people and community can express themselves and their culture.
We will build and maintain connections through storytelling and stand up for inclusiveness. Headspace Swanhill pledges to
get up, stand up, show up for our region.
I'm deeply committed to helping ensure Australia's First Peoples receive rightful recognition all through our society.
I pledge to continue to be inclusive of all people,
both within my workplace and within our community.
I pledge to stand up for the Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islanders people because I am the mother and grandmother of Aboriginal children.
To keep supporting and respecting our First Nations culture and history.
Health Promotion pledges to stand up against inequalities.
To contribute to the improvement of the health and wellbeing of our First Nations community.
To celebrate the history, culture and special connection to the land of all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
I pledge to contribute to the improvement of the health and wellbeing of the First Nations community.
We pledge to contribute to the improvement of the health and wellbeing of the First Nation communities we serve.
We, the Subacute team, pledge to learn something new about the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture.
We concierge are committed to learning the real history of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture.
Together.
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 Together, we are committed to providing connected care and the best care experience for all.